In this video, you're going to see an interview with me, Alice Dryden, who works as a communicator on the I Improve project with partner organisation Intercult. So you're going to see a conversation between me and one of the partner organisations in the I Improve project. We're going to be discussing the process because the project has been 3 years long and isn't yet finished. So we're discussing the project as how it began for the partner organizations, their visions and their aspirations that they had at the beginning, which they also wrote down in the form of a document, a so-called template, where they answered some questions about their change makers, which is an external partner that each organization has invited into their project. So today I'm going to ask them some questions about this process and what they wrote at the beginning in the template and this document, and how things have changed and progressed throughout their journey these 3 years. So hop on board and I hope you enjoy, and please learn and improve together with us at I Improve. Hello everyone and welcome. I'm here right now together with Venti Di Cultura, another partner organization in the I Improve project. Hello Marta and Francesco.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. As you might know, Venti Di Cultura is an association engaged in the enhancing of the participation in the cultural process here in Venice. We are based in Venice, we are working in Italy, and we are very proud to belong to River Cities Association and to participate to improve. The goal of we are working on Venti Di Cultura means cultural winds, and we want that the culture blow all over the waters. Our mission is to demonstrate how water is building a community, is linking the communities that waters. So, the goal of the project was to change the approach in something we were very familiar, but at the same time we were a little bit blocked in the promotion of the transformation of the cultural heritage. So we choose the Arsenale, and we try to change the approach radically. So we have done European project since 2003. We have done international design workshop, university workshop since 1899, and we have done participation since the opening of the Arsenale in 2011, something like that. So we are participating in all the step of this collective tentative to enhance and open the Arsenale to the city.
But maybe, excuse me, Francesco, maybe we should add a word on what the Arsenale is. If somebody approach this video without knowing it, it's a huge area of the city, and it's a monumental area, but it used to be the heart of the power and of the economic power and of the Republic of Venice in the past. It's a sort of walled city because it's a closed area, and it was very kept very secret from by the Republic, because it was there was a lot of knowledge to be protected inside on shipbuildings. And in recent years, in the 20th century, obviously the world changed, so there was not functional anymore for building ships, and there was a lack of uses. So what we think is such a beautiful heritage that has to be shared more than it used to be so far, and it has to find a new function for the future, in order also to be a good balance with the monofunctional monofunction of tourism in Venice. So when we approached to the I Improve project, scusa, I interrupt you.
We changed. No, you perfectly completed the description. We changed our approach, as we say, and we were inspired by a partner in the Stockholm meeting when at first, at the beginning of the project, we were discussing about the methodology. And this partner is Laikis, and they are an association devoted to urban games, mainly board games, urban games, to interaction between city and strategic games. So we were inspired for that, and we began our process of after a benchmarking analysis of many different kind of possible actor of this game. One of them emerged, and this is one of the best professionals in Italy about board games. And they developed a fantastic prototype very quickly, very professionally. Then we began to of course, to bring in the process the partnership in many meetings of Improve, and at the same time to engage the local stakeholders. So they are mainly free. The
Italian Navy,
the Biennale, and the city. The most critical one is the Navy, because less used to deal with cultural association. So we stressed a lot them, and we were quite successful because they like the board game, and they are thinking to accompany us in this phase 2. To produce the game, to make like we wanted since the beginning. They feel it's like it's theirs, and they can produce and mainly distribute it in the museum, they managing in Arsenale, but also to the global audience. In doing this, we realized that we were successful in changing our approach, in finding actors, change maker, and stakeholders along this process, but we were once again confined in a very walled wall. I mean, world, the wall of board gamers that was bigger and different of the one we were used to deal with, but still not completely accessible to the general audience. We realized that we are needing to stress the needs of the normal visitor of the city. They want to approach in a different way Venice, and also the needs of the citizen that, as Marta was saying, often don't know anything about the Arsenale because it is out of the quotidian news.
Right.
So we changed the strategy. On other terms, we enlarged the strategy. We had done another benchmark analysis. We found a fantastic Venetian artisan that now is part of Venti Di Cultura, Marisa Convento, that has done a similar treasure hunt, and we experimented the treasure hunt in the Arsenale till when the Arsenale was open. That is last February. We were arriving on the same level with the board game, with the prototype that we experimented in the Arsenale, like e-activities, and then we have to stop. We tried all these mounts to ignite again the project, but the pandemia.
Yeah,
is what it is.
And maybe going back to your question on the template, looking back the template, we did a lot of moving from that stage, because we were like more or less putting all the puzzle together, all the pieces of the puzzle together, maybe not looking back now, I think we did a lot of changes and a lot of step forward. Also in discovering that there is more availability in welcoming this kind of change instead, more than we thought at the beginning, and that this in particular the urban game could be a very strong tool to knowledge for the people and for the tourism. So not having tourism as a enemy, but trying to propose a better way of approaching the city. And this urban game could be a very good tool of discovery.
That's wonderful. So that's sort of how you went from your initial idea all those years ago of board games, and then to today's idea where you work with urban games to sort of activate your community and the people who will use it, and also you use the sort of you use your community, like the tourism, for example, which if I might assume that it's a big part of the community in Venice. So I think what you're doing is really inspiring, that you're using all sort of tools available to create something that will have real impact for your city.
I think that we have to add a reflection about the pandemic, because we were trying to let you understand the role that could be played by the Arsenale in the scenario of the whole Venice, like a lever for a possible new future. Because Venice, at the moment we began the project, the pandemic was not in the field, in vision, in sight, and Venice was a city overwhelmed by mass tourism. And the only recruited, secluded, and separated part, misused part of the city is the Arsenale. So we were envisioning a new use of the Arsenale that was more participated, more part of a communitarian process in a different direction, where tourists and people and citizens can stay together, have the same problem, but also where we were envisioning a new role for the artisans, because in the game the artisans have a very big part. No? I was saying that at the beginning the situation was clear. The Arsenale was one of the few possibilities, was representing one of the few possibilities to redefine a new platform for the city. Nowadays it changed after pandemia. If we were now the beginning of the project, we will not have stressed the Arsenale like an empty box to fulfill with the needs of the local community, but stress the Venice as it is, because Venice now is empty. Venice now, because for a thematic park of the mass tourism, the absence of tourism is very wild. It's really a different city than before. So we would like have stressed the relationship between citizenship, artisan, local workers, and visitors at the scale of the city. So this could be very different, because this is what are we doing, what is the city is needed to rethink ourselves, to give a room for multiple activities, multiple functions that were excluded by the erosion of the mass tourism.
And also I can add one thing, that maybe the pandemic, it will change we see already that it has changed the way of thinking, our time, our way of living, and probably even tourism won't be again after when we will be over with this the same story. And in one sense we hope so, that it will make a change, like a break in that bad at least for the worst part of that kind of economy. And so testing this kind of different approach could be very important, even for when we will be able to have the pandemic over at our shoulders. And
so it's not only, if I understand you right, it was always important for you to do this, because for your local community to utilize the entire city and to to really make art in the entire city. But now it's also very important for the recovery of Venice after the pandemic, and how Venice will
figure out a different model of living, and according to the economy that is possible here, but trying to valorate, to make a valorization of what is still here and what can be offered to the visitors.
Thank you so much, Marta and Francesco. I'm sorry we couldn't see you this last couple of minutes, but it's been wonderful. Thank you so much for your support and everything. Thank you.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye. Ciao.